Hey everyone, Srini here. Welcome back to my channel. So if you're new to this channel, please do consider subscribing to it and hit the bell icon to get notifications. So in today's video, we're going to look at a very important topic, which is going to be very helpful for your coding experience as well as for your career growth as well. That is going to be like, how are you going to be able to do debugging in Java? Okay. So we are going to take an IDE as an example. So we are going to take Eclipse to show the debugging in Java, how it can be done, what are the different steps, how you can troubleshoot if you get stuck into any particular issue. So please do watch the video till the end. And if you're new, just consider subscribing it and do share with your friends. Okay, let's get started. So I have a project which we had created for our entire Java into hours course. Okay. So I'm going to expand this project as an example, and I'm going to show you how to basically do debugging in Java. So let's take an example. Let's go for exception handling demo, which has some issues, right? It has some kind of exceptions which can be encountered. So if you see in this particular method, arithmetic calculations, we are able to get divide by zero exception encountered at this line number 17, right? Because we are initializing result equal to zero. So at this line number, our exception is going to be thrown because we are doing the divide by zero operation here. Okay. So what we have to do in Java is that if you want to do any troubleshooting, you should be able to set a debug pointer. So it's like supported by any IDE, but I'll show you in this example how to do with Eclipse IDE. So you see there is a blue kind of a left-hand side column here. So on this, just go ahead and click on this particular line. Let's go and click on the line number 17. Okay. You can set it for any line number onwards. I can set from line number 7 also. Normally, we can do it within, once the method is started, we can set up a debug point. So what you have to do is you have to click on here and we need to say, so right click on here. I'll show it again. I'll not do it. Right click on this particular line and click on toggle breakpoint. Okay. So if you see the method has started execution from here, right? So I've started the breakpoint from here. Okay. So this is the first breakpoint. Likewise, I can set up any other breakpoint where I may further inspect something may go wrong. I can put up a breakpoint here. Okay. Now let's look at the breakpoint inside some other method. Let's say here, I want to toggle a breakpoint because it is calling method 3. Method 3 as well has got only one line of code, which I want to toggle a breakpoint. Okay. And let's look at the main method as well. So here we have got the method 2 getting called. Okay. Method 2 is here, inside which we have got method 3 getting called. Method 3, we have also set up a breakpoint. And inside that, we have an exception. And we're also calling arithmetic calculations. Fine. Let's do one thing. Let's go back to main and let's see if we have called arithmetic calculations method. Yeah, we are calling it, right? So if you look at this here, within our main method, let's go to main method again. Here it is. So we are not calling, so we have to uncomment it. Okay. And this we can keep it commented because we are anyways calling it within the try block inside the main method. So let's see what happens once we start our execution. So it's going to call arithmetic calculations first, okay? Because inside main method, we have a first line as arithmetic calculations. So let's go ahead and now start running this program in a debug mode. So for those who are completely new to Java, there is a different series I have in Java, which is going to make you equipped within 2 hours. Okay, if you want to watch a crash course in Java, please do watch that video and then come back to this video. And for those who are completely new to Java or Eclipse IDE, again for you all, there is a separate playlist in Java. Okay. So here there is a small insect symbol which you see. So click on this drop down. Okay. And you see there is an option debug as. Click on this and say debug as Java application. So what's going to happen is it's going to ask you, you want to start saving and launching this exception handling demo in a debug mode, right? So before you click on OK, just notice one more thing on the right hand side. We have this view or perspective on the right hand side opened as a Java perspective. But when we start debugging, it is going to open a new perspective called debug perspective. So let's keep an eye on that. Click on OK. So it's just giving a alert. Let's click on allow access. Do you want to switch to debug perspective? Switch it to debug perspective. So it's going to open the debug perspective now. Okay, and you see here that it has already done some execution because it took some time for us to set up this thing. But now if you see, the breakpoint has come to method 3. Okay, so I'll explain it again. I'll do one thing, I'll stop debugging and explain it again so that it is more clear what happened exactly. You will come to know. So now because the debug is set already, it should be quicker. Okay, so what you can do is you can right click on your file, whichever you want to debug, go to debug as and click on Java application. Okay, so it has come to method 3. Now inside method 3, if you see, there are three options we are having in debugging. We are having step into, we are having step over, and we are having step return. Okay, so let's go and look into the first one. What is step into? Which is also having a shortcut notation by F5. If you click on step into, what is going to happen is you will be going inside the method 3. Okay, so let's click on the first one. So we have come inside method 3. And inside method 3, we are seeing there is a null pointer exception being encountered, right? So if you click on step into, what is going to happen is it is going to go inside the syntax of this particular method, which we don't want to do because we already know that null pointer exception is basically thrown by a supported library inside the exception package, right? So we don't want to go inside it. We simply want to go to the next line of execution or come outside of this method. So in order for you to come outside of a particular line rather than going into, you have the second option called step over. Means step over the current line. So if you click on step over, if you see, it has come outside of that particular thing. And you can have a look at the variables which are getting captured on this variable section here. Okay, so it has come outside of our execution of method 2, and we have got a null pointer exception caught here. Okay, and once we go again to step over, you can see we are going to print now this particular line. So if you again do step over, it's going to show that in the console, right? And now if you again do step over, it's going to print main execution done because this is currently getting highlighted. This arrow mark is showing that it is currently getting highlighted. If I click on step over, it says main execution done. Now notice one more important thing, that why didn't the any kind of a execution did not happen for arithmetic calculation. If you look at the line above, why did it did not stop inside the arithmetic calculations method? Let's go above and look at the arithmetic calculations method. Why did it not stop at this particular breakpoint, right? Which we had earlier set. Okay, let me set up the breakpoint again. Seems to be it has gone. Okay, and another important thing is we need to also set up a breakpoint inside the main method. So if you want to go inside a method, you need to set up a breakpoint. And even I will set up a breakpoint at the try block for the method 2. Okay, now let's see if we have invoked all the methods. We have method 2, we have arithmetic calculations. Inside method 2, we are also invoking method 3. Great. So we have got everything covered now. So what we will do is we'll maximize our space of code coverage. I mean, from a code display perspective, and let's keep these variables also present. Let's stop execution. Let's clear all the output. And now let's run it again in the debug mode. So again, click on this down arrow, debug as, okay, just a minute. Maybe I'll show it from here, Java application. So now let's see where the execution starts from. Okay. So let's have a look. It says line number 48. Okay. Which is line number 48. This is line number 48, right? So we can see that it has started our first execution line from this one, and it is waiting for us to further give some instructions. Do you want to step into or do you want to step over? Let's say I want to go inside this method. So click on the first one, F5. We have come inside the arithmetic calculations. Okay. Now let's say I know that there is no issue at this particular line. Okay. I'm just giving an example here that there is no issue at this particular line. I'm fine to go ahead for the next breakpoint. So you can directly click on this particular button called resume. So it will take you to the next breakpoint, which is this one. So let's click on resume, and you can see the magic, right? It has taken you to the next breakpoint. But here we definitely suspect something might happen. There is some execution which may give you some particular issue. So let's say I want to, let's say for example, I want to evaluate this expression. So I'm just going to see how I can show you all the evaluation. Okay, so we have got this watch. Okay, click on this watch. So this is the expression which we are talking about, right? This is one. And let's say on the number as well, we want to watch. Okay. So number and result, both we have just kept in our expression watch mode so that we can see once we do this action, what is going to happen. Okay. And by the way, so there is one more thing which you could have done, but that's fine. We can do it later also. That is, we can just say result one as well. We can create another variable, or we can say div operation, and we can actually set div operation equal to number by result. So next time when you do this execution, okay, so basically number by, let's say, 0. Okay, so we are dividing by 0. Okay, what is the issue? Yeah, it is basically the unreachable code. Yeah, variable result may not be declared. That's fine. We can declare it like this also. So we can declare multiple variables using equal to 0 using comma separated. Now we can also set up a breakpoint here for our next execution whenever it happens. Okay. But for now, let's see where exactly our cursor is. So if I do step over, see, since we did some changes inside our code, the it has given us an opportunity once more that we can start doing the debugging from the previous line. Now I want to set up this one in a watch mode. So I'm going to do it like this. So I'll go for div operation here on the left hand side, and I'll click on watch. Okay, div operation has been added here. If you want to remove something, I can also try to, yeah, collapse. So it remove selected. See, there is an option for removing selected. Let's click on delete. So that we have deleted. Okay. Now let's click on the step over. Okay. And now you can see that there are some errors during the evaluation of this particular div operation. So it has basically shown you some error. Okay. But now if you see directly, the control has shifted to our arithmetic exception from this line number 18. The reason is because it has encountered an exception of divide by 0. So line number below it would be skipped, and directly it will go on to the catch block. Now let's go again onto the step over, because we don't want to go inside this arithmetic exception definition, etc. So we want to go to step over, and you can see that it is going to print the line once we do step over. Exception in arithmetic calculations divide by 0. Again, you can step over, and now it has also got the stack trace. We did not get a proper one. We just got the object of stack trace printed here. So better we can do one more thing. Instead of getting an object, we can print the stack trace. So I'm going to change this definition. Yeah. So there is another method. Get message, get stack trace. Okay, get localized message is also there. Okay. So I'm just trying to see if I can print it and show you all the exact stack trace. Okay. So we will see that in the next run what happens. But for now, let's continue. Yeah. So if you see, I've done some changes, and it has gone the cursor taken back to the start of this line, because whenever you do any changes, that is the beauty of debugging in Eclipse, that it takes you back to the start of your method. So let me do step over again. And again, we'll encounter the exception. We'll print this line. Okay. Then it's going to come inside finally. Okay. So it's not able to get the entire stack trace. We'll try to see how we can get an exact stack trace later on. So let's do step over. And now we have come to the end of the method. Okay. Now, if I click on step return, let's see what happens. See, it has gone back your cursor to the point where your actual execution had started. Okay. So where your actual execution had started, once that particular method is over, it is going to come inside that particular one, right? So once our arithmetic calculations thing is done, we have come inside this line now. So this is the current debug point we are having, right? Now, if again we want to go inside this method, we'll click on step into. So we have gone now inside this method too. Okay. And this is going to definitely throw some exceptions, as we can see inside method 3, there is some exception. And also explicitly we were throwing some exception. So let's go and do step over now, second one. So this is getting printed. Now, if you want to go inside method 3, which you are going to use, you're going to use step into. And here we have got null pointer exception. Now, again, as I've mentioned, if you want to do step over, you can do step over, and it is going to do execution completion like this, right? And we have got null pointer exception encountered, but it has been caught by our main method. Now let's say we want to just go ahead and do step over again. Step return is disabled. If you can see, we have not yet completed the execution of our some code within the main method. So we have to come and complete it first. Okay. And now the method execution is done, main execution is done, and you can come outside of it. So we can see that this is how the overall execution has happened. Okay. And there is nothing much left after this to execute. If you see, the main block has ended. Okay, so if you click on resume, your debugging is going to be completed. And you can see debugging has been completed. So we looked at three options. Okay, that is, you looked at step over. It's a step over. That is to go to the next line. Step into is to go inside a method which has a breakpoint set against it. Step return is to go back to the calling point which basically had invoked that particular method definition. Like main method had called method 2, and we came back to method 2. And resume will take you to the next debug point. Like if you were in this particular line, or if you were inside this particular method and your debugging is currently going on, but let's say you are pretty confident that there is no issue inside that particular method, you want to go to the second debug point or the next debug point, so you can simply click on resume, and it will take your cursor or your control of the execution directly to this particular point. So it's going to do the remaining execution in a execution mode. It is not going to do in a debugging mode. It will simply do the execution, and then it will come back to this particular line. Okay. So I hope this particular session was helpful for you all to understand how to do debugging in Java. If you have any further queries, or if you want me to further do a detailed video with much detailed example, do let me know, and I'll be happy to create a video on the same.